Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, I believe when this video comes out, it's going to be July 1st, but today, it's basically the end of July, and I have finally kind of like finished up what I would consider like my last art fight attack. And I know for a lot of people who are participating in art fight, one worry is kind of like running into art burnout or drawing burnout, or kind of getting like art blocked, or potentially hitting that art slump. Now I myself don't usually hit that like super often, and I think it's usually because I like to switch things up as soon as I can if I feel like I'm gonna get into that rut. So this isn't like the only way to deal with this. Sometimes truly you just need a break, and like a break will fix everything, and that break will be as long as you need. But for me, kind of like two other ways is like either switching up mediums where it feels more fun and exciting for you and enjoying the process feels kind of like new again, or going the opposite way and going towards something that you gravitate towards that feels like very comfortable, so going back into your comfort zone. So today, instead of working digitally, because for all of art fight, so the month of July, I've been mostly doing just digital art attacks in Procreate specifically, and I feel like I got into a repetitive process of sketching and then coloring and then rendering and then finalizing everything and then posting it. It kind of gets like back into the freestyle process like the entire time. So instead of doing a digital 1-hour sketching session, I think I'm gonna do a traditional one this time. So we're gonna work in my sketchbook. We're gonna put the iPad away today, and I have kind of a plan. And what I mean by a plan is that we're actually going to do planning today. My idea is to do kind of like a 1-hour drawing session. Like I said, I've done in the past, but usually on the iPad, because I believe in maybe last Saturday's video or in other, was it Saturday? No, I believe it was this Wednesday's video. Earlier this week, I did a video of me coloring this piece of Salwan with alcohol markers, and I feel like I want to do a stream where I can show you guys kind of like the real-time process of me working with alcohol markers, and you guys can ask me questions, and that VOD will be up for anyone else who wants to draw along or like revisit the process of me doing probably, or hopefully, I'm hoping, a full illustration done in alcohol markers in real time. So I have videos also done with like alcohol markers, basically with no cuts, but I thought it'd be fun today to just do some brainstorming today of what that potential piece will be for that potential live stream. So I do have who I want to draw in mind, which is going to be none other than Dan Heng, because kind of like going back to the burnout thing. So typically, to kind of get me back into the groove of drawing or getting used to things, sometimes entering back into my comfort zone to get myself warmed up is easier. Or if you feel like, you're falling too much into like a rut, like I said, basically what was happening to me when I was working with digital art, I was kind of feeling the process was getting a little bit monotonous, and because of that, it's sometimes best to go the opposite way, try something new, try out new mediums, etc. But today I don't feel like super burnt out, because like I said, I don't really experience burnout too terribly. But we're working traditionally because I really do need to switch things up, and I do miss just like sketching. So medium, unplanned. I have my multi-pencil, so I think you guys have seen this several times. And I think this will be like a 1-hour session for the most part. This is the High-Tech C Coletto 5 multi-pen, and I have like mechanical pencil parts in here. So basically you can push the top off and you can have different parts. So this one's specifically for pencil lead, and I have them for all of my colored lead, which I can see I'm low for this one. I'll probably zoom in so it's easier for you guys to see, and I'll set up a timer. In terms of mediums, I'm gonna stick with whatever's in my pencil cases, because I have sketching materials that I tend to gravitate towards. I think this is what we're gonna be using today. We'll grab other things if we need it. Maybe I'll grab some paint markers, we'll see. Unfortunately, that's gonna be super reflective, but it's like the only way you guys are gonna be able to see the timer in like an okay manner. So this might be like a weird angle, but feel free to grab like art supplies if you want to draw along, or you can just use this time to wind down, because like I said, kind of like changing things up or like, you know, switching things up, changing mediums, etc. is not the only way for you to recover from burnout or to prevent yourself from having burnout. A lot of the time it is truly you just need rest or a break. So feel free to do that as well. But if you want to have some company to draw along with, feel free to grab like your sketchbook and draw along with me. I am going to be setting a timer, like I mentioned, for 1 hour because we're just gonna treat it kind of casual, but I don't want to like force myself to actually have to figure out something by the end of today's session. We're just gonna let my brain go. Like I said, I'm going to be drawing Danheng. I think Permancer Terre is the one that I'm going to be drawing today. I have a reference on my actual phone. This is like my old phone that I use for like VTubing and like when I go to conventions and stuff, I use it for people to use their Square Reader and stuff because I don't want people touching my actual phone. Because I want to have flowers in the illustration. I feel like I've been missing drawing flowers again, which is why I feel like the last few illustrations I've been including them more. And one of my art fight attacks, I've been really liking the rendering of it. So yeah. Oh, if that's the case, I'm gonna grab a pink marker. It'd probably be smart to do that. For the sake of like ease, I think I'm gonna use like water-based markers. I have like the Tombow brush pens as well as some other ones. Like I have Ohuhu, which might be... This set is like super pastel, so maybe we can use that as well. So I don't think I mentioned this. I won't be doing a video talking about art fight. I will be doing another stream to do like a full recap of all the attacks that I've received, as well as going over the drawings that I did for this year's art fight. So apologies if you were looking forward for some sort of art fight kind of like recap video specifically. I think I'm just gonna leave it as a stream so I can give as much time to each of the attacks that I received attention. But also if you like longer sessions, feel free to check out the VODs for the live streams. I think I only did 5 this year, similar to last year, where I ended up doing longer streams to a certain extent of me working on several different attacks. So if you want to take a look at those, or you know, want to have something chatty in the background, then feel free to check those out. But let's go ahead and get started. So I think we're gonna start. I'm gonna give you guys a countdown. I will also put a digital version of the timer somewhere on the screen because this might not be as visible as I would like it to be on the screen, but this is just for me to be able to match it correctly to today's video. So 3, 2, 1, go. This is gonna be our 1 hour. You can see that I'm filming this in the wee hours. Not quite the wee hours. We're approaching the wee hours by the time we're done with today's session. So on the back of this, I have sticky notes already placed. I decided not to use sticker paper this time to fully cover it, just to give myself some wiggle room if I don't like my sketches on the side, I guess. Let me pull up my reference again of Danheng. So I like drawing like a familiar character or like a comfort character. It's a little bit easier for me to like let my brain relax a little bit, so I don't have to be like, oh, I need to draw them in a very particular way, I guess. The problem is like I didn't really have any idea technically going in, other than I know I want to have camellias or like begonias of some sort. We can just play around with this one first, because sometimes I always want like a laying pose. I'm thinking maybe we can just do something simple to start ourselves off. Because even for like the alcohol marker, I guess it's almost like a demo at that point. But I was planning on drawing something also just like familiar so that we can focus on the coloring instead. So hopefully I don't have to fight myself while working on the piece. But let me know if you guys enjoyed Art Fight this year. I know Saturday, when this video will be going up, it will not be the last day, I believe, for Art Fight, as I got extended. The funny thing about this like 1 hour session, I always forget that, you know, I'm not going to be able to cut anything out during this because I want it to be the full 1 hour session properly. I can't cut my awkward pauses or like my mistakes when I speak and I need to cut them out and I re-say the same phrase. But yes, I believe Artfight got like extended because of the terrible lag on day 1. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying Artfight. I hope Artfight didn't cause you to have art block or to feel burnout. I want him to have like a longing expression. I don't think this is gonna be it at this point because even though I've drawn today, I do feel rusty because I mostly did rendering. I feel like that's always like a different process for me. It's like a time where I can turn my brain off a little bit. So I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be very normal to how I just draw Dan Heng in general. I always forget how his earring is though. Yeah, it's like this. Also, I saw like a little joke going around on Twitter about like, oh, we have like new form for Dan Heng, you got Evernight for March, and then you have like the new one for Himeko. And then people are like, who is next? Is it gonna be Welt or is it gonna be Sunday? And then there's like a few people who are like, what are you talking about? Obviously it's gonna be the 4th Dan Heng. And as much as I love Sunday and Welt, I would not be bothered if it was a 4th version of Dan Heng. I really, really love Dan Heng a lot. As a character and just like aesthetically too. Because I do want him to be more like clutching the flowers, but like I said, I think this one's gonna be like my warm-up. Because I knew I wasn't gonna be like super committed to this one with the sticky notes in the way. But the fun thing about using the sticky notes is that if you have like a bright color, unfortunately for you guys it looks like a very dark yellow color. To me it's like a neon yellow. My camera is struggling. But I appreciate you guys also coming to the live streams for Artfight. I've been really enjoying streaming bit by bit. Because unfortunately, like, at parts in July, my anxiety kind of got bad. I was planning on, like, streaming a lot more in July, just in general. But I feel like, well, it's not even I feel like, it is the same amount that I ended up streaming from this year to last year. And then the amount of attacks that I did for this year so far, it's 16 versus last year I did, I think, 17. So attacks I drew less. I feel like I drew more in general because I did more sketch page adjacent attacks for a few people where I drew more than one with the character. Typically just 2. I don't think I went too ham with doing the sketch pages. So I don't want to use any, what is it called? Mediums that are gonna stain, not stain, what is it called? Have a lot of ghosting or bleed through because I want to preserve whatever's on the back, aka Selwyn. So I don't want to kind of like disturb it. So something that's very friendly to something like this is ballpoint pen. So I think we're gonna just work on drawing Dan Heng with ballpoint pen for at least like this portion. And then we'll figure something out here. I would like to add a little bit of color and actually figure out some sort of composition or pose for him so that I have a better idea going into hopefully sketching something for that alcohol marker video. Or not video, stream. Because like I said, I already have like a few videos about alcohol markers. For some reason I always get like confused about like alcohol marker versus acrylic marker. And I've been using acrylic markers more often recently. So hopefully I don't make the mistake too many times. But I believe, yeah, I have a few sessions. I think one of Aglaia from Star Rail. And then I have one of Sonetto from Reverse 1999. And I feel like both of them are maybe full sessions? I think I won a Sunday as well on a Shikishi board. Unless that was somebody else. It might have been a different character. And I think those ones were like all more or less real-time videos. Minimal cuts of me like working with alcohol markers and hopefully showing you guys how I blend colors. Because I feel like that's like usually the biggest problem people have is like figuring out what colors to use to blend, etc. Or like layering of colors. Oh no, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. That I will edit out or like mute myself. I won't edit it out, I guess. Even though I have a reference of him, I feel like this doesn't really look like him. But it's nice, like, if you are the type of person who likes drawing, like, characters, I hope you have, like, either your own OC or a pre-existing kind of, like, character from whatever media that you're a fan of that you can kind of, like, rely on in terms of, like, if you were ever to be art blocked or, like, didn't know what to draw, you can always fall back on wanting to draw said character. Dan Heng is like, I think, very consistent for me as of more recently, I guess. I think before it used to be like whatever was my Oshi, whoever was my Oshi for VTubers, but having like multiple Oshis graduate. I don't know, I think I like took a step back a little bit from drawing them as much, but I kind of want to get back into it because I always loved their designs and I've been going back to watching their streams bit by bit as well. So I might get a marker or two, or maybe I'll grab an acrylic marker. Maybe that will be the case, and then we can isolate him a little bit, just for fun. At this point, like, this one's not really related to actual planning. Also, I think I saw, like, is it Linnea? Linnea. From Genshin, alongside with Flynn's. There's like a Baskin Robbins collaboration, but besides the fact that Linnea has like a very cute outfit, Flynn's informal wear that's like kind of more casual. I really like it. I'm very easy, I feel like. Favorite characters, formal clothing, and or glasses. Easy win for me. Yeah, this looks a little funky. We'll figure it out. But this pen is the Pentel RSVP. And it's one of my favorites because it's very pencil-like in terms of like the amount of ink that it lays down is kind of like much thinner. So you can build up kind of like your tones and stuff, your values, a lot easier, I feel like. Sometimes when I use like the cheaper one, I think it's is it the BIC roller? No, BIC something. I feel like it's like the really flimsy ones and you can get them like in a really large pack. Those ones are nice because they have like good ink flow, but it's a little bit too much ink where it like blots at the very end, which is not ideal. This one's always fun to use though, but it is a pain if you want to like darken things up a lot. So my kind of like general idea is that I was gonna say Wonu. This is not Wonu. I'm only saying Wonu because the song that I'm listening to is, I think it's spring, summer, fall, winter, but like in the Hangul, so like the Korean. And it's sung by Wonu, like it's his original song that he posted for his birthday. It's so much like my type of song. It's like very ballady. And I always like it when he sings ballads. I like his voice. Whenever he sings like more softer songs, I feel like it suits him really well. But that's what I'm listening to right now. It's like, I think my favorite song, or one of my favorite songs this year. What was I talking about? But for Danheng, I wanted the flowers, I believe, to represent, I think it's either yearning or longing, because I feel like that's like a very prominent I don't know, I was gonna say is that like a personality trait? I don't know how you explain it. For Permancer Terre version of Danheng specifically, I don't know, I think he's so lovely. But I wanted flowers that represented that, so I believe when I searched it up, I think it's like camellias, and more specifically the pink ones. I might have to do another search again because I don't want to get this wrong, and it's kind of just going off what I remember, because I think I've drawn him maybe with these flowers. I actually don't know. I don't remember really drawing camellias. Like, when I think about the flower itself, it doesn't come to mind in terms of like the shape. So I feel like I haven't drawn it, at least recently. So that's for sure. But there's always like a laying down pose that I envision. And I draw laying poses with flowers, like of the person laying down, surrounded by flowers typically, or holding one, etc. What is it called? I don't think I've ever captured how I want that specific composition or look to actually look like at the very end. Like, I'm never satisfied with what it looks like, and I don't know if this is going to be the piece that I will figure it out, because now that I'm thinking, I kind of want to add, if you were to like lay down, I might cover this up so we can ignore this random doodle. If he lays down, I guess it depends on the angle, because we could have like an up view like this and he's like sitting and there's like a ledge or something. I want water to be involved. I know I did that for like the other Danheng, the Ibibider Lunai version. Wow, I really can't talk today. But I feel like it could be fun to do that as well, because we could try rendering that with like the alcohol markers and have like the flowers on like this higher surface. I don't know if I want the water for him to be in, or maybe I'll put it like on this upper surface. Maybe I'll make it like round. Or is it round this way? Maybe it's this way. You have water. Does that make sense? I guess he's not really laying down. We don't need him to be laying down, honestly. I don't want to get too attached to any ideas. That's like gonna defeat the purpose of today too, because I want to just let my brain draw and sketch whatever at this point. I mean, instead of alcohol markers, or not alcohol, no, I feel like acrylic markers might be a safer bet. Let me see. I think I have this set. Yes, this is the Languo ones. We can just like paint around him to like isolate him a bit. So this is not my favorite right now because it really doesn't look like him. Sometimes it's a good day to draw Don Herring, other days, not so much. I feel like this color usually works for him. I might leave the sketch here, so I'll just kind of like block out parts of this a little bit just to help isolate the sketch. I'm usually not like very messy in my sketchbook or like painterly, etc. Why do I keep saying etc? I feel like I'm using it in place for something else for some reason. Man, my brain is fried. I don't know, I think it's, yeah, the live stream from, I think it's the last one that I ended up doing for Artfight. So I think it's number 5 for the live stream numbers. I went like delirious at the very end because of hunger, but I feel like also I just don't do a lot of like just talking and rambling on my own. I'm more of like a listener, less of a yapper. But when it comes to like videos like this, I do yap because I feel like I'm trying to fill in air. Dead air. I'm not letting my brain have enough time to process what I'm saying. Which is why I feel like I also slur words, or like I speak faster than my brain can process. Because sometimes when I talk, I skip words. Because there's like an incomplete thought. Wow, I hate this sketch. Not liking this. I think it's the face angle is also just not good. It's okay. It's our warm-up. I think I want to entertain this idea. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this one. There's not really a way for me to salvage it in a way that I will like it in the end, which, like, you know, it's not like the main purpose of today. And you don't have to like every drawing you do. I can't tell if this ink is run out or if it just doesn't want to work. Something's coming out. Oh, it's fine. Okay. Let's move on. Let's entertain this little one over here. And maybe I won't use the dark blue. Maybe I'll just sketch normally. So I might switch to a different pencil. Let's put this one away. I'll lower the volume so I can hear myself think. Right, pencil. So I also have, where is he? So we have this alcohol marker drawing, which I don't like of him either. I like my sketch more, if anything. But I kind of want to take this concept again, similar-ish, with the water and the flowers, mostly. I just need to think of how I want to do the pose. And I want both his eyes and hair to be like visible enough because I feel like that's like the most interested part that people are interested in terms of like coloring typically for like characters. I feel like it's hair and eyes. And skin, I guess, to a certain degree. 1 second. I guess I'm gonna have to deal with my squeaky chair. So basically, with the angle of my sketchbook and this, I'm gonna have to sit at an angle as well so we can just work on this side comfortably. Do we want to go with something like this? I don't know if I want his head downwards or tilted back. That's the thing. I'm pretty sure... I'm trying to rack my head around it. I might have seen a pose like this, and maybe that's why I'm gravitating towards this one. Where I think it is a person just sitting against some kind of surface. It's just whether or not I want to go like this or... this way. I kind of like laying. What? I'm trying to think what context this would be if I wanted to add water. Unless he's in... how would this work? Rock? A rock or something? Let me look up the camellias again so I know what general shape. Because the thing about camellias... it seems like there's several different forms for them. Like some of them look more round or like very distinct like petals facing upwards, and then some of them look a little bit more like wispy, bunched up, kind of like wavy. I don't know which kind of camellia I want to use. Because these ones remind me of more of like peony type of like the form. And then these ones remind me not so much of them. So we'll see. I feel like traditional sketching for this 1 hour session's a little bit anticlimactic compared to like digital where I'm like pumping out drawings a little bit more. I guess if this is the case, we could have flowers dropping into his lap or the waist. I'm trying to think, how do I want his hand to be? We could go like this. Maybe water. If I can figure out maybe how to do like spilling water for like how to color it, we could do it like that. That way I can have water up here. And like petals and flowers as well as him being in it. Maybe it will work. Let's see. I'll tilt it this way so I can figure out how I want to draw his head shape. The other thing is him looking like facing upwards, his eyes looking towards us, or do I tilt his head so that if it's this, it would be like this. It's upwards, right? I don't know if I can do this correctly. Because maybe it is more just upwards like this. I want him to be... I didn't leave enough room. Like slouching, I guess. I don't know. A little cross-eyed. What the? A little fluffy. Little debris or whatever you want to call it. The end of my kneaded eraser. I also need to change a lot of my kneaded erasers soon. I think I found where I put my little box of kneaded erasers because I bought like a pack of 12 back during, I don't think it was high school. I think it was like during my uni days. And I would always use them as like my sole refill for all of my kneaded erasers for both like my larger one that you see when I use it for like larger pieces, as well as the ones that I use on like the end of mechanical pencils. I drew the face way too big. I don't know what to search up to look for. I'm pretty sure I've seen something either on Pinterest or like when I was Googling stuff. I think it's like a model, but I don't know what they're resting against or like, were they even laying down? I'm not even too sure. I think it could be fun to do this and then, do I want it vertical this way or like horizontal? Because I want to work larger for at least the demonstration or like the stream. So I'm gonna quickly check the ears. It's not like he's laying. We could also have the hair. Let's see. Drape this way. Well, I still want him to be recognizable, so I don't want to change his hair too dramatically. Or drastically. But if he's tilting his head a little bit more, we could have it swing some of the hair strands. I don't know if this makes sense. I guess. I'm thinking, do I want his like ponytail to drape over the shoulder so that it's visible? kind of like that. I might actually drape his hair more. Like in the final, if I do end up doing this one. Then we need to widen him out, because like I said, I drew his head way too big. But then I guess if I need him... If you're tilting your head back, how much would your shoulders be here? We'll just leave it for now. Because we're putting like a rock ridge or something here. Okay, come back to the camellia. So keep that in frame. I guess there's a Japanese camellia. I don't know which one to use. There's too many different ones. The thing is, like, all of them are really pretty. It's just which one... What does a normal camellia look like? Wait a second. It's kind of like this circle shape. So maybe we will use this, the Camellia japonica. So I feel like these are the Japanese ones, maybe? I don't know if I will put his hand in frame. Also, every time I see like flowers that look way too perfect, I actually can't tell if this one's AI. I'm gonna use a different reference. One that looks more natural. Because the other one just irks me. Because that or he's submerged in water and it is a laying down pose. Hoo. This one I might do normal inking, or maybe I should do just with my normal pencil, because I feel like that's the kind of the reason why I wanted to do this in normal graphite. So maybe I'll spruce it up the normal way. I haven't like sketched like graphite, purely graphite I guess, like in a while. I feel like I always use like the blue lead. I guess like if his face... Wait. Okay. I was like, when did I lose it? I like when the flowers like obstruct the face. That's the thing as well. So I might have to add one more here. I might have to adjust like the actual composition of the flowers when I work on it digitally. Because like I said, I wanted something to be more like cluttered in flowers is the goal. Because I think it'd be fun to color as many as I can and try my best. The one that I did for Solomon, the flowers that I did for him, I don't think I liked them as much until after I did like the line work for them. And then there's the one that I did for Sampo, which I definitely liked a lot more. Yeah, I'm struggling to think if I want this to be like a more of a down angle. Because it'll at least change the placement of these a little bit. Okay, let's just spruce them up and see how we feel. I'm not like super fast at sketching. I always feel like I don't sketch a whole lot when it comes to these 1 hour sessions. And then I scramble at the very end, trying to fill up the space even more as much as I can, I guess. Which, like I said, it's not like the whole purpose of today. I just don't want to go too overboard, which is why I wanted the 1 hour limit. Not limit, guideline. Because I feel like if you're enjoying yourself, then let yourself go free. But if you feel tired or like, you know, the 1 hour is a little bit too much, then, you know, you can stop whenever. I do miss using pencil though. It's definitely, or like graphite, I guess. Normal graphite. Blue lead. It's very fun, and like I said, it's like my favorite. Typically when sketching super fast and stuff, or like for my derpy doodles and stuff, because the lead is very creamy. But this takes like a while for me to like actually just normally build up, which I still really like. Hope you guys understand why I draw Dan Heng so much. He truly is just like one of my favorite characters. So I will take any opportunity I can to draw him. Because I just like him as a character. But also like visually, he's both like, I don't know, cutesy, but also handsome. So kind of like pretty ikemen, but handsome also. And like the different forms, like you can go really elegant, you can kind of go, what we consider the normal Dan Heng, just more composed, I guess. And then this one's like my favorite to draw. I'm super biased. Every time I see artwork of him, like even like chibis or like cute artwork and stuff, I just like, I need to buy the merch. I really want to. I'm also undecided if I want to keep the hair like that. There's like no way for me to keep this in frame. I also don't know why I just don't do this. I guess it's hard to see with that, my ring light. I might have to look up some angles. Ugh, if I can find a way how to describe this angle. I was wondering if I can see if I can find that reference again. Unless I'm tripping and there is no reference. But basically, I need to figure out whether or not I want him to be tilting his head backwards, so his whole body is angled more downwards. Or do I want everything to be on one plane? Do you know what I mean? And then he's like fully submerged in water with the petals around him? Or do I want the flowers kind of like going down? I don't know if that makes sense. Even right now, I don't think it looks like Don Hong. I think it's like legit everything I've drawn right now, I'm drawing incorrectly because I am not paying attention. Because this shouldn't be the center. Technically, this should be. Or even if I shuffled it more, technically. I also asked people during one of the live streams that I did when I was doing the art fight attacks if there was any traditional mediums or like technically digital, but I feel like I do digital so much for live streams that it's more of a staple. But there's any illustration that I can do with a traditional medium where I can show more like step by step, you guys can let me know. I feel like if I still continue to play like Tears of Themis, I'm gonna go on to this point for Artem as well. Artem, I do love a lot. Him as a character, incredibly endearing. I don't know. I feel like Donham. I mean, sometimes I feel like he gives me cuteness aggression, I guess. There's like a really cute picture of him. I guess like when he gets hit. In Honkai Star Rail, he has like a little cute, almost looks like a pouting face. Maybe if I remember during editing me, I remember to send it to myself because I think I have it saved on my phone somewhere, but he looks super cute. The Artem gives me like cuteness aggression because he's very, like, he has a lot of gap moe, in my opinion. Like I said, I don't know if I want his hair to be in the front or not. Maybe not. I know this looks kind of more like messy. It doesn't really explain much, I feel like, for what I want to do. Because like I said, sometimes like a 1 hour session feels too short. I sketch too slow. Let me grab a sticky note. Sometimes, oh, okay. Let's grab a few different ones. I bought like a new pack of sticky notes because I finally ran out. Well, I don't know where my muted ones are. I'm pretty sure I probably put them in a box somewhere and I haven't brought them out. I'm gonna look up the camellias again. We're gonna see if we can do some drawings of them haphazardly. Cause there's a few different ones. Because these ones are even a different shape from the one that I just drew. They kind of like fill in a similar way though. Let me grab a pink marker, see what it looks like on pink, I guess. I'll do a little bit of inking on top of this one, I think, because I don't know. So even though like I might not like any of the drawings that I do today for like our planning session, hopefully you guys can kind of tell that like a session like this at least helps my brain relax a little bit more than having to constantly pump out the more or less like finished color illustrations that I was doing for like artfight. Because it does let my brain kind of have a little bit of a break in a way. Besides the fact that I'm also just sketching for myself, like I'm not drawing someone else's OC. I don't feel like I'm on a deadline per se. Wait, can you guys not see the sketch at all when I was doing that? Is this too neon for you guys to see? Let's get a little bit of inking if I can find. Where's my... I know I took out a bunch of pens and stuff. Where did I put it? I have this one. Hello? Did I not? I swear at the beginning. Okay, here it is. I was like, I swear at the beginning I had this pen out. So you can just do some inking on top of our sticky note. Hopefully, yeah, the ink should be fine on this paper. I might have to do some studies of whatever camellia I want to do for the alcohol marker drawing, because the thing is for like both samples drawing and the one for Selwyn, I kind of winged it both when doing the line work, but also when I was doing the coloring. So like at the very end, I needed to really spruce everything up with the line work because the coloring was kind of very flat in my opinion. I mean, this doesn't look that bad. We can spruce it up. Push our values here. Probably separate the petals a little bit more. I think in the live stream I'll talk a little bit more about my feelings about this year's art fight compared to last year. Camellia. I don't know if I want it to look like this, to be honest. Because there's these other ones. I don't know if I can draw these in time. This one has like a rose center, but the petals kind of like more or less all stick upwards, which kind of confuses me. Because not only that, the center's like kind of like completely different compared to this version. I might actually have to look up like there's different versions of these flowers that they're named much more specifically. Like I said, there's like a Camellia japonica, but I've seen I think 2 of them that are labeled that, but they're like completely different flowers. Granted, I'm using also just like whatever I'm finding on Google Images. I'm sure, you know, better results if I actually do a little bit more deep dive into the different flowers. So being super shallow with my searches here. It's kind of like this. Yeah, you guys can't really see it that clearly. Whoops. A part of me is like, am I even gonna upload this? Who's gonna watch this? This is me fumbling around. I don't know. Because the shading with this would be fun, but a little bit confusing on how I want to create depth that wasn't so like isolating feeling. Because I can definitely color each petal like individually. Very much like how I'm doing it here. Our 1 hour is almost up. I feel like I did nothing in this 1 hour. Hopefully you guys had a better time than I did. But I think I needed this, honestly. Wow! Why? I did not need that. I don't even think I was like sleepy or anything either. I don't need a jump scare. I'm probably gonna sketch more in my sketchbook to figure this out. How I wanna to draw Dan Heng. Cause this is not it. Well, this isn't bad. Oh, let's ignore that. I might do this. Might stick them in here. Cause that's like the fun thing about also using sticky notes. Besides like the colors are very vibrant. I like being able to stick them into my sketchbook and kind of like slot it in. Sometimes as their own individual drawings, or like if they can pair up with other drawings, or like you need to extend something, cover something. It's very helpful to have. So even though I feel like I didn't draw that much in this 1 hour, because I think I do sketch pretty slow. Or like churning out drawings, maybe I'm a bit slower. Sketching, it's like sometimes I'm slow, sometimes I'm fast. It depends on like what I'm drawing, I guess. Like I said, I think I needed this. I needed a break from doing one art fight, but also just taking a break working digitally and just working in my sketchbook, which is kind of like a reason why I always like dedicating one video a week to my sketchbook if I can. Because that way at least I will guarantee to force myself basically to draw something traditionally, because I always miss it. And I have sometimes more fun with the process, if anything. But that is our 1 hour. So this is also a camellia. I don't know if it's... Look, it says it's a Camellia japonica. I don't know if it's accurate, is the problem. I don't know. But in 1 hour, it does feel like it drew very little, considering it was only one spread technically. But granted, sometimes working like on full color spreads, sometimes this takes me like 2 to 3 hours. This takes me like 3 hours. 3 hours. But then sometimes you have like sketches like this where you just churn it out and like move on. I feel like I don't mind if I cover his face. The colors are kind of cute. But maybe I shouldn't have done that. First drawing with this Dan Heng, and then I'm just gonna paste these in here because I don't really mind. And then I think we're gonna go with something between these. I don't know if we're gonna go like fully submerged, not fully submerged, but like more straight on, like this, laying down with the flowers around him with the water. Because I've done this pose like a few times. I'm thinking which one. I've done it with, what's her name? Columbina. And then I've also done one with Ike, for sure. I'm pretty sure I've done it another time, but this is, it would be new technically for me to work with it in terms of doing like alcohol markers. The other idea is to have him resting either on a rock, or this is like a ledge or something, and have the water spilling onto him. Maybe he's also submerged, I don't know. Plus the flowers are drifting alongside him, who knows. But I think that's it. That's all I'm gonna do to help hopefully reset my brain a little bit. So happy art fight if you guys are still kind of finalizing your last attacks or so for art fight. Like I said, I will be doing a recap stream for all of the attacks I received, as well as the attacks that I did do for this year compared to last year. And then I will figure out what I want to do for the alcohol marker stream. It will be Danheng, and I will kind of play around with this concept. I will sketch it out digitally and then have it printed out and ready for that stream. And that's gonna be sometime in August this month. Oh boy, oh my lord. It's August. But yeah, hopefully you guys ended up drawing along. If you did, if you weren't too burnt out from Artfight, or if you just came along to see what I ended up doing for an hour. Yeah, I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video. Bye!